I've been just adding this forward lean because I've been very neutral.
The problem though, and that's like the classic tip. Like get 80% of the weight on your front foot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The problem is what a lot of people do is they tend to do it like
lean
this
instead of just pressure,
which actually makes your low point move a little backwards, and then you have to drive it, and it makes all your chips come off really low.
Okay.
So the way you want to get your weight forward is more like.
Hey guys, in today's episode, you're going to get another look into one of our recent golf schools. This one was here in Chandler, Arizona, out at Whirlwind. And in this episode, you're going to see Blake Cannon, one of our team members. He's our short game specialist, and how he assesses somebody's short game and helps them make changes. And these changes will be quick and meaningful for these players. Hope you enjoy it.
Right now, we're going to go over your kind of stock motion, and then tomorrow we're going to talk some more shots, how to be a little more creative. But I just want to get you on the right track with your neutral shot for now. Best first shot so far.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Just very low for a stock one. Is that pretty normal? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hit one just a little higher for me for fun. Watch this real quick. This is super interesting. Your head kind of traces the club back, which is really unique.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing that you do?
I think I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping it online, you know, like. I kind of do that with putting too. Like
Don't do it.
I know, but
that's a bad habit.
I know. Like I'm like, what am I doing with the club back here? You know.
Your motion.
Or actually, I know what I'm doing with chipping. I'm trying to remind myself how far back I'm going to take it for the distance that I have, and I'm like, well, make sure you don't go too far. You know, like. So that's what I'm doing with the chipping, and the same thing with the putting. I'm measuring my stroke.
Honestly, the biggest thing I see is you actually have too much lean at address for your stock shot. For stock. We'll talk more shots tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you have too much lean. Your pelvis is a little bit too much out.
Okay.
And that's causing you to hit like a very drivey low shot.
A low shot.
Yeah. So we want to actually pull your left pelvis back slightly at address.
Okay.
And we also want to pull your handle back just ever so slightly. So yeah, it's not that. You're playing it too much like that.
Playing too much like that.
And you need to pull yourself back because we want to add a little bit of loft. We want our stock shot to air a little bit higher and softer.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's always easy to make a ball go low hot, but we want to pull your trajectory up just a little bit because it's too low for a stock.
Okay.
To give you a little bit more versatility, so that when we do talk about shot stuff tomorrow, you have a lot more options at your disposal. But go to your setup real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I've been just adding this forward lean because I've been very neutral, and Joel, he's always like, you need to be leaning.
That's what I've been told too.
The problem though, and that's like the classic tip. Like get 80% of the weight on your front foot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The problem is what a lot of people do is they tend to do it like
lean
this
instead of just pressure,
which actually makes your low point move a little backwards, and then you have to drive it, and it makes all your chips come off really low.
Okay.
So the way you want to get your weight forward is more like, do you guys know how buildings are meant to tilt in an earthquake, right? It's supposed to like lean with it. So you want to lean your sternum and chest over your front foot, and you shouldn't have that much weight on your front foot.
Okay.
Because what happens is, what I tend to notice is people who say put 80, 90%, they tend to fall back this way rather than, we want you to dynamically be keeping your mass in front.
Turning.
Yeah. So that you can turn onto that foot. So
and that's the other thing I know I don't do. I don't turn my chest.
So I would rather, like that motion that you just heard is exactly what we don't want, right?
Yeah.
We want your chest to be more on top of your lead foot, not back here behind it. So pull your hip back and your handle back, just slightly. That's yeah, like right there. You can have just a little bit of fractional forward press, and don't I want you to start with actually less weight on your front foot, so you're like maybe 60% on your left, but your chest stays forward. And then your arms stay nice and long throughout the shot. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is this?
Mm-hmm. That setup's
Is this good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now just keep your arms nice and long and soft. Good. Softer. Was it weird trying to find that tempo?
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of acceleration, which is the other reason you tend to push the handle a little bit.
Okay.
So you accelerate a bunch, which is more of a full swing pattern than a chip. We want our tempo to be kind of symmetrical for a little pitch. You see how much the trajectory came up when you slowed the tempo down? So one of the fastest, so there's a time to be short and fast, because what it actually does is it creates a lot of friction, meaning when I go short and fast, the ball tends to trap on the face.
Yeah.
It actually comes out with more spin, but it comes out a lot lower.
Yeah.
So when you slow a tempo down, the ball rolls up the face, which actually brings the launch angle way up. It's like the first thing I noticed is your tempo, you had some setup stuff where you had your pelvis too much this way, hands too in front, and then it was so fast that the ball's trapping on the face. Now, if you were trying to like drive one up that hill, that'd be okay. But I want you to move your neutral back more to like that.
Okay.
So that we can hit all the different shots.
And go from there.
Because if I took you around chipping right now, dollars to donuts, like, you'd be doing pretty good until I gave you a bunch of really high soft shots that you had to hit, and then we'd have some struggles.
Right.
But you have to be good at that type of well-rounded short game.
That's when I've been like opening up the cup.
And there is a time to open it.
That's hard off of like a tight lie.
What the one thing, and this is more of a shot thing than even a technical, but it applies to you. If I wanted to hit something low, the whole thing's going to be fast.
Right.
If I want to hit something high and soft, the whole thing's going to be slow, but it's going to be symmetrical. Good, so you sped it up a little too much.
Yeah.
Because when you thin it, what happens is when you speed up in transition, you add a little bit of that. And what does that do? It shortens the golf club, right?
Right.
Which can make me thin it if I don't lower myself enough. And we don't really want to have to lower in a pitch shot.
Right.
So we don't want to be changing that too much. We want to keep our levels pretty constant and certainly not going down. So that's why we don't want to change our speeds too much. Does that make sense?
So I'm just speeding up on that.
Yeah, so like from a practice standpoint, you want to spend time just practicing like
at tempo.
Painfully slow actually, because what you'll tend to do on the golf course is speed up. You won't slow down. But it's being able to go like painfully slow, make that huge big swing.
So nice.
And make the ball not go very far is a really good skill set to practice.
Seriously.
Because that shot saves you a lot out on the golf course.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
10's a cool spot. Really cool spot. So you don't aim yourself very well. You're aimed way to the right, which is that's the first thing you don't want to do in chipping. You want to if you err, you want to err a little bit open, generally with your chest especially, because so if I were like hypothetically, if I was aiming for this tree and I'm aimed over here, naturally the bottom of my swing is way behind the golf ball, and I have to do something really goofy just to make good contact and get the ball going. So we don't want to err. We don't want to err closed. That's number one. And the big one, and the reason you say you feel like the club kind of gets stuck, is because what stops moving is your chest.
Oh, I'm doing all. That's because I think I've been told arms.
Your chest has got to keep moving through the shot. Now, all I want you to do is just kind of turn this thing back and through. Now, as you're turning this in a pitch shot, here's the other rule: your head can never go backwards. Now, when you swing through on this one, go ahead and let your chest action, everything open up towards the target on the through swing. Want your where your club is at address is more or less in line with your left arm, like that. So you have it good. That's good.
Okay.
Now you're going to get your chest to turn and just maintain that triangle and see if we can find the ground. So the reason you thin that one is because you went like this.
Still arms?
And you turned like this and you tried to help it up, and see how that watch my golf club. See how that starts to send it upwards?
Yep.
Whereas you need to turn through and make your club hit the ground. So one of the simplest tips I tell people is if you watch bad golfers chip a golf ball, so watch your friends when you're out playing golf with them, the ones who chunk and thin a bunch of chips. They make their practice swing and watch where this club hits the ground. They make a little rehearsal like this, and they're hitting way behind it, and then they show up and they chunk or thin it, and they're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
If you watch me chip when I'm on a golf course, you'll watch my bottom tend to err way in front of it, because human nature is to want to lift a golf ball up.
Oh, so that helps you to...
So I take my air and I put it the other way. I make it bottom out way too in front in a practice swing until you actually make a divot. Okay, so not a divot, but perfect contact, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a technical thing and a little bit of what you're perceiving as correct.
Yeah.
It's like your brain wants to go this way. You need to say, no, I'm going to stay forward and hit the ground, but in front of it.
Okay.
Because that's what you're unintentionally trying to do.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah. So those are your thoughts.
All right.
You got a little checklist of them.
I hope you enjoyed this look inside of one of our golf schools. And I truly hope that you will join us sometime so we can help you develop a plan to play the best game of your life as well. Be sure to look at the link below. I'll leave it there so you can see upcoming dates and locations for future schools. We look forward to seeing you at one. And lastly, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can see all of our future content.